I became aware of the legends of Skinwalkers when I became acquainted with the Navajo Reservation. Sometime around 1984, I left Maine, Searsport, traveled to Provo, Utah, took some cultural classes, and left the Missionary Training Center in Provo, Utah, bound for Holbrook, Arizona. And in the cultural classes, they talked a little bit about skinwalkers. Mostly they talked about the culture and traditions of the Navajo tribe. And I will tell you that I absolutely love the Navajo culture, Navajo people, some of the greatest folks that I ever met in my life. And they very much believe and recognize and accept the legend of skinwalkers. And of course, from person to person and from, town and village and hamlet, it varies. The stories, the reputations, the actual experiences, personal experiences held by many individuals on the Navajo Reservation. My first experience with seeing what I believe was a skinwalker, I was with my companion, my first companion, Bobby Yazee, who was full-blood Navajo. He and I were living in a trailer in Teec, Arizona. Bobby was from, I want to say, Shiprock, or maybe Baklabato. His grandmother owned land within sight of Shiprock, so I'm not sure which actual boundary that is. But anyway, that's beside the point. As Bobby and I were traveling back one evening from an appointment, something dark kind of sprinted across the road. It looked like it was running on all fours. I thought it was a massive, like bigger than a wolf, but it was canine looking, of that species anyway. And Bobby just about panicked. He put the clutch in and slowed right down, put his high beams on. And as soon as it had finished crossing the road, he did not want to hit that thing. It was maybe 100 yards ahead of us, crossing from the right side to the left as we were heading east on Route 66. We were a couple of miles from our trailer, and he said that was a skinwalker. And I'm going, no, there's no such thing as skinwalkers. Come on. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I didn't, mock him or ridicule or didn't really debate it. But it did feel odd. It wasn't anything that I had actually recognized before in my life. I'd never personally seen a wolf. I'd seen coyotes, foxes, that kind of thing, but those are tiny compared to whatever this was. So we get back to the trailer, we go inside, and we go right to bed. He's at one end of the trailer, I'm at the other. And as soon as we got in and turned out the lights, this wind started howling. It was like November, just before Thanksgiving, and this wind whipped up. It went all night long and shook the trailer. It was like maybe a 30-foot trailer. It wasn't a really big one. You could have towed it along behind a good sized truck. But that was my first experience. And over a 17 months period, there were many other I won't say events, but there were many other experiences that kind of led me to be more open-minded. And usually it was from an experience of a Navajo, the ward mission leader Marvin Clark in Church Rock, New Mexico, the Fort Wingate Ranch, shared several stories. Some he had heard secondhand from Navajo Rangers, and those are some pretty tough police, the Navajo Rangers. Usually they work alone, and out there on the res, that's pretty rough. Some of them do it on horseback, some of them do it in a truck, but usually they're alone. And since that time, I've learned that the Navajo Rangers have actually two divisions now, and one is what most people would call a paranormal studies division, investigation. Any report, any report of skinwalkers, the Navajo Rangers send these people out, and they do. They track it down. They find it. They go to the spot. They find the tracks. They follow it as far as they can follow. And by tradition, the stories are that the skinwalkers are changelings. They have the capacity, the ability to shift from human being to this creature, whatever its chosen form, whatever animal it chooses. And they made a covenant with the devil for this power. Usually it's some kind of evil contract that is sealed by either them murdering a close member of their family, or necrophilia, or some heinous trade for their soul. But generally, most people talk about skinwalkers looking dog-like, wolfman-like creatures. And that has been predominantly my experience, has been with the wolf sounding. And yeah, you can find another story on here about Navajo skinwalkers in my earlier vlogs. But I do accept that this is a cult. They do practice witchcraft. They do, black witchcraft, evil witchcraft, not not the Wiccan kind of stuff. I'm talking evil, eat baby kind of thing. And it is pretty horrifying when you come within, spiritual sensitivity distance from these things. They raise the hair on the back of your neck. They are real.